Greetings everyone. Today I would like to continue my random sensitive topic that is related with the Mongols. And in my previous video I told you that many countries have their own written history, and the dark chapter in their history is going to be the Mongol invasion. And thanks to this written history we usually know the size of a Mongol empire. And the sensitive topic. Many foreigners don't like Mongols, and they usually claim that Mongols are going to be evil, and the Mongols killed, pillaged, and even raped and destroyed many cultures and so on, etc., etc. And I told you that I will be not how to say, agree on claim raped. Because imagine that I was some Mongol soldier during the 13th century. I would be very busy guarding my Mongol general or Mongol lord, and also watching after these other nomads or other ethnic nomads, and especially these Turkic nomads. And I would be very busy trying to find a common language with this man. And of course, it is very interesting to know that men do this stuff for loot. I mean, Wiki says that kazak means someone who is free, someone who goes after loot, something like that. So if I was a Mongol, and if I was looking after trying to command these people, I would be very busy, and I would not have a time to rape someone. And of course, as a commander, I would give this like orders to this burn and attack, etc., etc. So one can blame these people who done this stuff, or one can blame those who commanded this people, something like that. So if Mongols like raped everyone should have this Mongol genes, I think. But I don't think everyone claims that they have this Mongol origin, something like that. But I guess Mongol culture was quite toxic, or Mongolians can claim almost every culture, and even Mongolians can claim this Chinese yin-yang, that yin-yang was their Mongolian creation, something like that. But I don't think yin-yang is a Mongol creation. And today I would like to focus on this Hunnic unicorn. So thanks to this written histories, horrible written histories, Mongolians claim their history, their pride, and also we claim our history thanks to our this written this script. Without this written script we cannot claim our history, and everything mainly is written in this Arabic. The reason why Mongols use the Arabic, it is to have common tongue with these other nomads, and if other nomads knew Arabic, we would write the commands and other stuff in Arabic, and thus this having this some kind of a communication with each other. So yeah. Also, one claim their history thanks to this archaeological evidence. You find this wonderful stuff in the graves of ancient people, and you must pay attention to this this Buddhist heaven. In the Buddhist heaven, they claim that humans are born with their clothing and jewelry. Why? It is because from the ancient times there was belief that you born with this stuff, you was buried. I mean, if you was buried with stuff like this, you will born in the next world with your stuff, or this God realm or hell realm, whatever. And if you're carrying armor and sword and etc., etc., you will born with your armor and sword and stuff. And of course, some people like to take these horses, sheep and goats, and also they sometimes take women to the this next knife. Now in our present nowadays perspective, this is sounds very primitive, and Buddhism likes to claim that they stopped this sacrificing. Sacrifice animals, you sacrifice sometimes humans, and also you sacrifice these daily objects and animals. And Buddhism likes to claim that they stopped it. But this created some kind of a problem, because imagine yourself being a Buddhist and you did not took anything. I mean, you simply were buried, or you simply were given to these wild animals, and there is no any how to say, archaeological evidence, and this this destroys the heritage and something like that. And what I'm trying to say is that it is good that ancient people believed that they could reborn in the next realm with their stuff. And thanks to this stuff, we know this our history. And since there was these Turks, and these Turks used to put a lot of their stuff in their graves, and nowadays Turks like to claim that once this our ancestors were lived in Mongolia, and that's why there is this stuff that is written in Turkic or Kyrgyz language, etc., etc. So yeah, this Buddhism that stopped this, how to say, putting a lot of stuff in the grave, and you must this refuse from the matter, or money, and etc., etc. It had very bad effect in the case of claiming our history. And it is believed that the Mongols really liked iron, and it's something that is related to the Genghis Khan. And Genghis Khan usually gave gold and silver and etc., etc. to the these other ethnic warriors, but he mainly focused on taking the iron as a main his goal, or his prize. And he believed that if a man has an iron, he can claim the other metals like gold, etc., etc. You cannot create like a good weapon using gold. You cannot create a good weapon using silver, but you can create a good weapon using an iron. But the problem with an iron object is that they don't last long. For example, this is a horse, there's a, we call it hazar, and I don't know how old is it. I simply found it in steppes when I was simply walking, and this metal is almost gone, and I don't think it has like 100 years old. I guess it's simply like 50 years old, and within a few years this metal objects will disappear. So having iron objects is not good idea, and having this golden ornaments and golden stuff was better idea. But well, this stuff happens, and of course there's many this archaeological stuff that is related to Mongols, but it's mainly this foreign stuff. I mean, it seems Mongols brought many foreign stuff. For example, we even I heard even find Egyptian stuff, and of course we also find Chinese pottery, and something that is related to Middle East, and etc., etc. So I would like to talk about the name Kazakh, and Kazakh here in Mongolia is spelled as Hasag. And I heard that Kazakhs don't like to be called as Hasag, and generally Mongols call other Turkic nomads as Hasag. And Hasag is has many meanings, and one of the meaning is this. This is going to be 500 Mongolian tubriks, and this is a Hasag chariot or chart, something like that. It is going to be a very big chariot that carries a Mongol gear, and this is called kazak. And this is very slow and this clumsy, and this how to say, this is used in during the peaceful times. I mean, this is going to be this ultimate how to say, the post this when Mongol culture is at its height. Some lords are traveling in their mobile gears. So the word Jasag is related with the word this Zasag, and Zasag means law and order. Nowadays it's used as a government. If you say Zaskin Razak, it's going to be a government. And in old times, a government was Genghis Khan and or a king and queen, and king and queen or lords will this going to be Zasag, and they are traveling in the Jasag chariot. And Jasag also is the ring of the fireplace, and these rings are created to protect protect the gear, or protect this not protect but control the fire. So Jasag is going to be this soldier, and you usually take these Russian kids or other nomadic kids and create these soldiers that is royal to a great Khan, and they are going to be his ring. And this some of course some people are still how to say, keeping their names, and but they are how to say, removed their some customs. And you must know that in the case of Genghis Khan, he has this this hair. He has this some long hair in his in his front, and this is going to be the Mongol feature. And Mongols usually put one hair in the front. During the Manchu rule, this hair was ordered to remove, but this is going to be a Mongol feature. And Russian Cossacks somehow adopted this tradition, and but Russians like to mess with the Mongol history, and they like to claim that Cossacks or these Kazakhs are not Kazakhs. I mean, Kazakhs are not Kazakhs. And Russian have this own how to say, claim that Cossack comes from a word kosa. Kosa is going to be long hair, so someone who has a braid, something like that. And since this men have this this Mongol staff called kosa, and they are like called Cossack, something like that. But of course this hairstyle is not a Russian hairstyle. This is going to be a Mongol hairstyle. And this all the Kazakhs were the part of a Mongol horde, and they had this duty to protect the Zasag, and they were the Jasag, something like that. Well, that's going to be pretty much for today, and thanks for watching.